We have either party on that matter present.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, both parties are present. And Mr. Kremkow, this is your objection to a child support review, is that correct?
Correct.
Of course, as far as the which recommend.
Yeah, so
This or support order recommendation temporary. Is that the one that Mr. Kremkow is objecting to?
yes, Your Honor, this was we were here previously on an objection by Mr. Kremkow. We did a recalculation of support, and this is an objection to that recommendation that went out.
Okay, thank you. All right, Mr. Kremkow, what are your objections to this new recommendation?
Well, to start off with, the first one, not all income was being submitted by Mrs. Foreman. I think she's either missing, she's missing rent on that or the second job besides the hospital on her information that she submitted.
Okay.
Did you want me to go on with the other?
Yes, all your objections,
Okay.
please, yes.
And then the other thing, I mean, it's kind of difficult. My income was kind of based off of pay stubs and income that was extremely overtime heavy. And in my eyes, I mean, overtime isn't necessarily guaranteed. So if I'm paying child support based off of basically making all of that overtime, and then I don't make that overtime, it kind of, it's just a thought on my end that was just based off of heavy overtime. And then previously, our agreement was $100 per month. Obviously, she wants that to change. I want it to change as well, basically through paying it through the courts. The courts automatically take it out of my paycheck. Just basically because of the whole receipt issue. But also being said, going from $100 a month to $1,000 a month is a pretty significant jump. Especially now, I mean, all that stuff hurts when I'm trying to get a mortgage and all that stuff. That stuff hurts when you're going through all the finances with the bank and you have to provide all the information. Definitely hurts.
All right, sir.
And then also,
as to your employment, let's do this. I guess we got to go issue by issue at the moment. But as to your employment, how long have you been at your job?
I think it's coming up on 2 years.
So you were there all of last year?
Yes.
All right. And do you have a copy of do you get a W-2 there, or do you get a 1099? What do you get from them?
W-2.
All right. Have you provided that to the court?
Yes. I believe so.
All right. So for the court, in calculating Mr. Kremkow's wage, do you know how much information you had to calculate that?
Yes, Your Honor. We had his employment information, which showed his annual income, I believe, for the last year and then for the current year. And then using resources available to the friend of the court, we were able to look at his gross income since 2021 and factor all of those things in, especially considering he started the new employment sometime in 2022. So the figure used is fairly consistent with what the gross income has been at that employer.
All right. So he had indicated a concern that it was based on some pay stubs that were overtime heavy, but was it based on his entire time there?
Yes.
Okay.
We looked at the whole, it looks like there was a significant increase in his pay rate when the employment changed.
Okay. All right. And then Miss Foreman.
Yes.
What are your sources of income, ma'am?
I'm employed in full time at Munson OMH. And I also pick up shifts through either Porterhouse or Kane's restaurant here in town. I submitted all of that to Edward through front of the court.
All right. Mr. Brzezinski, as to Ms. Kremkow's income, what was used for that?
Looks like monthly income of $6,233.32 was used for that based on the average of the pay stubs provided.
Did you get income information from both of those places?
I believe so, Your Honor.
So she did submit not just her main job, but then the shifts that she picks up?
Yes, she submitted all the requested information.
Okay, all right, thank you. And Mr. Kremkow, did you say there was another source of income you believe Ms. Foreman
Right.
has?
Yes, if she's getting paid rent at any time out of the year, that's supposed to be included as income, correct?
Ms. Foreman, do you have a rental income that you receive?
I do not.
Okay. Did you at some point in time?
Beginning of last year, for a short period of time, my student was staying with me and renting a room for $200 a month. That was for 3 months, January through end of January through April. But other than that, no.
All right, thank you. Mr. Kremkow, anything additional you'd like to say?
I mean, obviously, I disagree with that. I've been around. She always has a roommate with her. And I believe there is one there right now. But I mean, how can I prove that?
Correct, but if there's no evidence to the contrary, I will accept that it was
Right.
for a short period last, there was some amount of time. Okay. All right, well, given the statements from friend of the court, Mr. Kremkow, as well as Ms. Foreman, sir, I am going to deny your objection. You do have the right then to object to that decision within 21 days and have the matter heard before the judge. If you wish, that information will be provided in the recommended order that you receive from the court.
Your Honor.
Yes.
We get an updated address for the defendant.
Okay. Sir, what is your current address?
Yeah, I needed to get in there and update that. I was planning on doing so on Monday. I have first part of Monday off because I won't be working for the month of March and I'll be out of the country. Yeah, it should be going to, it's a PO box at the post office.
Okay. What is the PO box number?
34.
All right, thank you. All right, anything additional for the court?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
All right, thank you both for appearing. That does conclude your matter.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, we have Mr. Susi present. Do we have Kayla Susi present? Here so. All right, Mr. Susi, what is your objection to the child support recommendation?
All right. I originally put in an objection to have it changed to $100 a week. But as with the court's findings, I believe that she has not complied with the court. Correct me if I am wrong, that she has not sent in her pay stubs or any wages whatsoever within 21 allotted days that she was supposed to have.
So you're objecting to,
And she never,
her calculation of income?
right. The calculation income is based off of minimum wage, I believe. And all of your other legal aspects of the matter will follow through the legal law system.
I'm gonna need you to speak up a little bit, sir, okay?
Okay. I would like to go ahead and stick with the court's recommendations on this.
So you're withdrawing your objection?
Yes, I'm going to withdraw my objection.
Okay, all right, I'll indicate then that Mr. Susi has withdrawn his objection. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, and then I see Mr. Carncross, but sir, can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. And Mr. Carncross, we're here on an objection filed, it looks like by you, regarding child support, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And what is your objection to the support order?
Neither of us want the child support, and we're now living together at this point in time.
You're residing together?
Yes.
Okay. Ms. Carncross, is that accurate?
Yes, I moved back in on February 10th.
Are you asking that the court no longer continue with child support?
At this time, yes.
All right. Are you asking that all support, because there are potentially some back support, are you looking to collect that, Ms. Carncross, or are you waiving any amount that's owed to you?
I'll just waive whatever amount is owed to me.
You said you'll waive whatever amounts owed to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, so given the parties are residing together, I am inclined to, at this time, grant the objection, but is there any state assistance for the children?
Your Honor, there is, but there was an order entered on 12/13 of 2024 requiring or requesting the defendant to carry insurance. So it could potentially just deviate to no medical support then, or to zero.
Okay. Do either of you currently carry insurance for the children?
I have both the children on my work insurance.
Okay.
It was
All right,
effective.
well, given that information, then I do believe we can deviate to zero, given that he has the insurance, and then also the parties are residing together. Additionally, Ms. Carncross would waive any amounts that are owed to her. Friend of the court, anything else you have to address on this issue?
No, just to confirm that they're both residing at his address or her previous address.
Okay. What address are you at?
I'm at his address. I'm trying to find a place to go, but one, I can't, and two, I cannot even afford a place to go at the moment.
All right, so that's the address in Atlanta?
Correct.
Okay, all right, thank you. Anything additional?
No, just if they're not residing together, for her to update her address at least.
Yes. All right, ma'am. So obviously when you change address, if you do, make sure you update that with the friend of the court, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. We have an attorney here
Thank
for Mr. Hepburn.
Yes, Melissa Umulis on behalf of Don Hepburn. Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. And Ms. Fife, you're still present and can hear me okay?
Yes.
Thank you. All right, Ms. Umulis, this is your client's objection to a child support recommendation. Is that correct?
It is, Your Honor.
Okay, and what are the portions of the recommendation that you're objecting to?
We are recommending to the entire recommendation due to Ms. Fife's failure to submit any documentation regarding her financials to friend of the court. It appears that the recommendation was based on Ms. Fife's previous income, and within the calculation results themselves, I see it's noted that she did not produce any information to front of the court. So what we're requesting is that she be required to submit her tax returns, W-2s, 1099s, pay stubs, and provide a copy to us as well. And that the calculations be, that there be a recalculation based on her actual income.
All right, thank you. For the court, do you know if Ms. Fife supplied any income information?
No, she did not.
All right. Ms. Fife, are you able to
Yes,
supply
Your Honor.
some income documents?
I am, Your Honor. I did not supply. I guess it must have been a miscommunication. I was under the understanding that if it didn't change, that I didn't have to resubmit. I must have missed that in the paperwork. But yeah, nope, I have all my documents with me currently. I'm waiting to have my taxes done because I'm waiting for my the medical forms that state that we have had Medicaid, or yeah, the Medicaid for the full year. And then after that, I'm all good to go, but I can submit all of my 1099s currently.
Okay. All right. So I will grant the objection. I'll indicate we will recalculate, and that Ms. Fife needs to submit updated financial information within 14 days. So Ms. Fife, you've got then your tax information for 2023. Do you also have it for 2022?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, all right. So you do need to provide that information to the court. Any issue, ma'am, with providing that to the defendant's counsel?
No, ma'am, or no, sir.
All right, thank you. So you need to provide those documents within 14 days. Ms. Umulis, anything additional?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. All right, we will do that recalculation and send that out to the parties. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Ms. Fritz present. Mr. Goddard, could you please unmute, turn on your video, and let me know if you can hear me okay?
Yeah, I'm here. I can hear you just fine.
All right, what is the current parenting time order?
The current parenting time order is summer week on, week off, and then every other week, one night as parties agree until 6:30.
All right, and what are you looking to change?
So I submitted my motion and then he submitted a response motion. And since then, we've come to an agreement to do on my weekends, which I get her every other weekend right now. On my weekends, I would keep her on Sunday night and then I would take her to school on Monday morning. And then her dad would pick her up from school on Monday. And then
You would also get her Friday after school instead of us dropping her off. You'll pick her up from school.
right. Yep. And then so you can put that in there as well. I will pick her up from school on Friday. And also alternating Mondays until 6:30.
All right, so you're gonna have every other weekend, Friday after school until Monday at the start of school, is that correct?
Correct. Yes.
All right, and I guess I was confused about the next part. Alternating Mondays, so the Mondays you don't?
So the Mondays that I
Would be
do
the
not take her to school, I will have her I'll pick her up from school and have her until 6:30.
Okay,
And then we're going to
And what's-
maintain the week on, week off schedule in the summer.
all right. And how about holidays? Do the two of you follow a holiday schedule or do you just do them as you agree?
We just make it work. Yeah. As we agree.
All right, thank you. All right, so Ms. Fritz, I would ask you to please raise your right hand. You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
Thank you. All right, Ms. Fritz, is it correct then that you are agreeing in this case to modify the parenting time that would give you parenting time Friday after school until Monday at the start of school? And then on the Mondays that you don't have that school drop off, the alternating Monday, you would have time from after school until 6:30. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And you would, in the summers, the parenting time would be week on, week off. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And you will do holidays as the two of you agree?
That is correct.
For the summer parenting time, do you have a date or a day of the week that you guys plan to do your switching?
We did Fridays last year and I think we'll maintain that. But if not, we will come to an agreement.
All right, we'll just say as the parties agree, and then if issues arise, we'll address that. And do you feel this agreement, ma'am, is in the best interest of your daughter?
I do, yes.
Thank you. Mr. Goddard, would you please raise your right hand? You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
And sir, are you asking this court to enter a stipulated order that would give Ms. Britt's parenting time every other weekend during the school year from Friday after school until Monday at the start of school? And then on the alternating Monday, she would have time after school until 6:30.
Yes.
And you're also agreeing to week on, week off in the summer and to share holidays as the parties agree? Yes?
Yes.
Thank you. And do you believe this is in the best interest of your daughter?
Yes. Did you? Yeah, I'm sorry if it didn't go through, but yes, I do believe it is.
Thank you. I didn't pick it up the first time. Thank you.
Okay. Yep. I'm sorry.
Is there child support in this matter?
There is.
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
Rated as 52 overnights, if that's helpful.
The current one is?
Yes.
Okay. So we're going to have a change from that. So we will do a new child support recommendation based on the accurate number of overnights. Any questions, Ms. Fritz?
No, sir.
Any questions, Mr. Goddard?
No.
All right, in front of the court, anything else you believe we need to do on this case?
No, they would, I'll send out paperwork for them to return for their employment information and stuff.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you both for appearing, and thank you for working together to reach an agreement.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We have Ms. Short available. Is Mr. Ballmer present?
Yes, sir.
All right. We have Mr. Ballmer appearing by phone. Ms. Short, this is your motion. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, Ms. Short, what is it that you are looking to change?
I would at least like to get weekends with my kids. I've been working pretty hard and I put myself into counseling and trying to get myself some help. So.
All right, so right now you just have pairing time for a couple of hours at a time. Is that correct?
I have not even been able to do that. Yeah, that has not been available.
All right. Mr. Ballmer, as to the request to have weekend pairing time, are you in agreement with that or disagree?
Disagree.
Okay.
The reason
What
for
is your
disagreeing is because, what's that, sir?
I was about to ask you what is your reasoning or what is your position on what her pairing time should be?
I believe I'd like to keep it the same, and the reason why it ain't been working out is because she no longer wants to call me or put in the further communication so I know what's going on versus calling me at 7, 8 o'clock at night. I'm not going to go for that. That's unacceptable.
All right, well, what we'll do is set the matter for a evidentiary hearing then on the motion.
Okay.
We can set for April 10th at 11 a.m.
Okay.
And that would be an in-person hearing.
Okay, sounds good. In person?
Yes.
April 10th at 11 a.m.
Yes, sir. Ms. Short, any
Okay,
questions?
thanks, sir.
Sir, he has me blocked, so I have not been able to communicate that with them.
All right, we'll address all those issues at the evidentiary hearing.
Okay, so is
Yes,
it through Zoom again, or is it in person?
it is in person.
It is in person, so I come to Gaylord then?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Can we get an updated address for the defendant?
All right, Ms. Short, what is your current address?
It is the one that it's the, oh, it doesn't have it. Okay. It was,
2275.
yeah. It's a 2. That is Mansalona, Michigan.
Thank you.
And then, hold
All right,
on.
thank you.
I need to write down that date for the, what is that date that you want me to come to Gaylord for that thing?
It is April 10th at 11 a.m. And we will send you a copy of a notice too.
Thank you.
All right, thank you both for appearing. That does conclude your matter, and you may sign off. Can you hear me okay?
Yep. Thanks, sir.
And Ms. Green, if you could please unmute, start your video, and let me know if you can hear me okay.
I'm sorry, my name's Nicole Jones. I'm not on this. I'm supposed to be on this one.
Your case has not been called yet, ma'am. Please mute yourself and then unmute when your case is called. Thank you. Ms. Green, could you please unmute?
I'm guessing she's having difficulties. I just messaged her a minute before this, and she said she was logging on.
Okay. All right. Well, in front of the court, what is the status of this matter?
This is the front of the court hearing. The parties had previously appeared on November 29th, 2023, and the plaintiff's motion to opt out was granted, but placed on hold until necessary paperwork was submitted. Front of the court was ordered to add 2 additional children to the case and prepare a 0 support order. On November 30th, 2023, the judge. The judge signed a zero support order indicating that opt-out would be granted once no state assistance was confirmed. Since then, the friend of the court received information that the plaintiff has state medical since October of 2023. The friend of the court is seeking guidance from the court on how to move forward as a new support order's required medical assistance continues.
Thank you. All right, Ms. Green, are you able to hear me and respond now?
Yes, I think so. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So, ma'am, are you receiving any sort of assistance?
I am not. I have requested to end the Medicaid. I'm waiting on them to do that. I filled out the piece of paper, which I think we submitted to the courts. I just haven't received anything back from them.
All right. When did you put in that request to discontinue?
In February 12th, I think it was.
Okay. All right. What I think we'll do then is adjourn us out about 30 days to allow that to process. Then hopefully that takes care of everything. If not, we will address the matter in about 30 days.
Okay.
I turned in a paper stamped by them on February 20th, and they said they gave it to my caseworker or our caseworker. It says cancel date 2/12/24. It's stamped and everything's by them.
All right. For the court, are you aware of that or not?
I'm not sure. I reviewed it, but I did not see that paper.
All right. So do you still have that document or not?
Yeah, I don't know if you can see that.
Well, if you could bring another copy by, that would be greatly appreciated, or email it in.
Yep, sounds good.
All right, thank you. All right, and then perhaps if it's all squared away, we won't have to have that hearing in 30 days, but if, so we can let you know if everything's handled, you have to appear or don't have to appear. But if we don't have that information, then you definitely will have to appear in 30 days, okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Both free to sign off.
There we go. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can. Thank you. All right, sir. These are your motions. Is that correct? Or your motion regarding parenting time, support, and custody? Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. And what are you looking to change?
Just what has happened for the last 5 years. The kids haven't been going to their moms at all. I've been paying child support the entire time. Should have probably done this a long time ago, but yeah, no, it's been, I mean, maybe 5-6 times a year for the last 4 or 5 years they've been to their mom's house. And so I just want what's already going on: full parenting time, no child support, full custody. It is what has happened.
All right. How many children under 18 do you have right now?
Just one now. My son is just turned 18.
All right. Is your son still in high school or not?
No.
Okay. All right. So obviously we won't do anything related to him. Then you have another child that is how old?
16.
Okay. And it's your indication that you have the full custody at this time?
Yes, I have had for years.
And what type of parenting time is she spending with mom?
I don't know, 4 or 5 times, maybe, I don't know, up to 10 times a year, possibly 10 nights a year, but that would be on the very high end.
All right. Is that a set schedule, or how does that come about when she goes to mom's house?
Just when it's absolutely necessary. There are times when I have to be at work very early in the morning, and we'll ask Nicole to drive them to school, and she will agree but demand that they stay the night if for her to do so they begrudgingly stay the night. There have been a couple times where she just wanted to stay with her mom. But it's just been a couple times.
Are you seeking to change so obviously you're looking for the primary physical custody. What about legal custody? Are you asking if that be changed to legal custody or continue jointly?
I was asking for everything to be changed only because I was having difficulty getting advice. My main goal is to just not pay child support anymore, because all the money is going to my ex-wife and none of it's going to the kids. Plus I'm paying to support the children every day, all day, so I mean I'm paying.
Let's get back to, are you asking to change the legal custody or keep the legal custody joint?
I guess, change it only because of my ignorance, and I don't know exactly how that affects anything. I let them see their mom whenever they want to. I've always done that. But
legal custody has no impact on what your child support is. Legal custody just refers that the parties should work together to make major decisions, things like school or medical issues.
yeah, no, that's legal custody. It's fine if she, yeah, no, that's, I'm not asking the court to take legal custody away from her. No.
All right, thank you. All right, Ms. Jones, what are your response? Essentially, he's seeking that the physical custody be changed to indicate that he has the primary physical custody, and that you essentially have pairing time as agreed. And he indicates it's about 10 overnights a year. What are your thoughts on that?
I spend as much time as I can with my children. It's not, I know the overnights is, maybe that's what the court views it as. He bought her a dog and she's been required to be there to take care of the dog. So that's a lot of the time where I live. She asked me to get a dog and I said no, because we're not home enough. Plus where I do.
I'm gonna redirect you to kind of what I was asking you. So he's asking that it be changed to indicate that pairing time is as agreed. Are you in agreement with that or not in agreement with that? And that he has the primary physical.
Is there like a set percentage of time that we can say that I can have my daughter versus him saying whenever she wants, or can we, how do we do that?
Absolutely. You guys can have a hearing and we'll determine that. I think your last order just indicated again that it was pairing time is as the parties agree. So there is no set specific schedule. A parent is always entitled to seek a specific parenting time schedule. Is that what you would like to do, ma'am?
Well, I spoke to their daughter and she said she wanted to keep it the same. She wants to be able to do what she wants. So I told her we might have to change that, but depending on what Mr. Jones wants to do.
Well, what he wants to do appears is that have the order indicate that he has the primary physical and that pairing time is as the parties agreed. Is that correct, Mr. Jones?
Yes, Your Honor. I will always let Nicole have the kids whenever she or they want. I've never stood in their way ever. I think one time, I didn't let her go on vacation.
All right, that's okay, sir. We don't need, all right, we don't need
Okay.
to get into that. So just trying to see if we reach an agreement. If we don't have an agreement, we'll just set the matter for a court hearing. So, Ms. Jones, the proposal is that the language simply be changed. You currently already have parenting time as you agree, is what the order says, but you have joint physical. Mr. Jones is requesting that he have the primary physical and then that we change whatever the overnights is as far as calculating support. So do you agree, Ms. Jones, do you agree to a change that gives Mr. Jones primary physical custody?
No.
Okay, we will set the matter then for a court hearing. We can set it for April 17th. That would be at 11 a.m. That is a in-person court hearing. And given your daughter's age, she needs to appear also. So I can do the required child preference interview.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Any questions, Mr. Jones?
I guess just as my other, I filled out quite a bit of paperwork. This is just barely touching on it. There were arrearages that were ordered during a time when I was already ordered to pay all the household bills, but he added arrearages on top of that. I would like that to be addressed. I would like to be addressed the fact that I've been paying child support. Since she's going to make this difficult, I've been paying child support for 5 years, and the kids just don't go over there at all.
All right, sir. Well, we will, as part of that hearing, I will address support, but I will tell you that we can only modify support back to the date that your motion was filed. We can't go back further than that because you did not file a motion to do so. So we can't go back in time that far back. We can only go to the date that you actually filed your motion. Okay.
So I'm going to continue to pay child support until that date. Is that the case? I mean, my big problem here is
currently there is an active support order, and we can make your support retroactive. If you are successful in a support change or any support change that is made, it would be retroactive back to the date you filed your motion, which was February 12th. All right, that's the law of the matter. So we will see you both here in person as well as your daughter on April 17th at 11 a.m. Thank you.
Thank you.
Here's we have Ms. Hodge present. Ma'am, can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me okay?
I can, thank you. Do we have Mr. Salah present? It does not appear that Mr. Salah is present. This matter was set for 10:15. It's now 10:19. I'm not aware of, does not look like he's in our waiting room or anywhere else. Given Mr. Salah's failure to appear, these are his motions. Given his failure to appear, I will recommend dismissal of the motions filed by Mr. Salah. Ms. Hodge, any questions?
So does that mean like you're dropping what he filed?
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you for signing in. You were all set.
Thank you so much. That was so easy. And you have a good day, sir.
Thank you, you too.
Thank you. Bye-bye. So do I just leave the chat
Filed
thing?
a motion regarding support. Yes, ma'am, correct?
All right. Thank you
Yes,
so
sir.
much. You have a good day.
And what is it that you are looking to change, sir?
Well, my son hasn't been living with his mother in the last year, and yet I've been paying her over $1,000 a month. And I just would like to have my child support reestablished to go to the grandparents who are raising them. And I've actually had a employment change, so I'm actually making a lot less money than I was.
Okay. Is your child with the grandparents pursuant to a court order or a guardianship or anything like that?
No, he's been staying there because there was an abuse issue over a year ago with the mother's boyfriend.
Is he spending any overnights with his mom?
From what I've heard from him in the last year, he hasn't stayed there. He's actually currently there for 1 or 2 weeks right now because the mom's boyfriend is in Florida for work. But as far as I've been concerned, he's informed me is he hasn't stayed there very many nights in the past year.
All right, but again, that's not, was there like a removal by CPS or anything like that or not? Or was it just voluntary?
Not that I'm aware of. CPS was involved before when the incident occurred.
Your Honor.
Yes.
Did the other parent reside in Otsego County? If the defendant knows.
Is Ms. Weissel in Otsego County?
She's on Peanut Hill. I'm not sure if that's still considered Otsego County. I know her address is still under her mom's on Shady Brook, but
I feel like we can check with the probate court.
Okay. All right, well, what we're gonna do is some additional checking and investigation to see if there's anything out there that placed the children somewhere else. But then as to your job change, what do you think, how much less do you think you're making than you were before?
well, right now I haven't even worked a full 3 weeks since October. They actually eliminated my position with the company and started a new division, so it's been a real rough start. I'm actually on unemployment right now.
You're on unemployment right now? Okay.
Yes. Yeah, I went out there for 2 weeks and then they sent me home.
You changed companies recently?
No, I'm at the same company. They just eliminated my division and they started a new division. So I stayed there to give it a shot.
And that was less money than they were paying you before?
Yes. Yeah, before I actually had a salary too. So if I was home, I would get a salary, but now I don't get anything.
Okay.
With his motion that he submitted, he also submitted a job offer letter.
Okay.
And based on the information from the last uniform support order, which his monthly gross was over $10,000, the 3 pay ranges should meet the threshold for a new calculation.
Okay. All right. Well, I will grant the request to do a new support recommendation. And then we will also do some check-in to see where we should direct that, or if it should be directed, and also try and get hold of Ms. Weissel. So maybe set this for a new hearing in about kind of 45 days for a status update. So, sir, we'll look into that information as well as hopefully maybe Ms. Weissel would appear next time. But we will grant the request to do a new child support recommendation as to the amount. Any questions, sir?
No, sir.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you.
I'm unmuted.
All right, Mr. Hello, I called your case earlier. You were not present. Ms. Hodge was. We waited about, well, it was about 10:20 when we got to calling it. We have a full docket. So given your failure to be here on time, I am recommending that the matter be dismissed. You're certainly free to refile any motions that you wish, but because you were not here on time.
Excuse me, I had it at 10:30, sir. On my
All right, well,
paperwork.
if you can show me proof of paperwork that shows it was 10:30, then we'll just renotice it.
It was right on my paperwork that I filed for you in my paperwork.
Okay.
That's what they gave me on the phone.
All right, well, I'm looking at your motion regarding parenting time as well as your motion regarding custody. Is that what you're referring to?
Yes.
Both of those documents say that your court case is 2/28 at 10:15 a.m. via Zoom.
You called this sometime. I was supposed to be calling at 10:30, Your Honor.
All right, well, again, if you provide some sort of document that shows that, what I have in the court file is the start time was 10:15.
That's what they told me on the phone. They were going to give me at 10:30.
Well, did you sign these documents and send them out, correct?
Yes, and they said 10:30 when I was on the phone.
All right, well, sir, the document, you should have a copy of it, I assume. So still, it looks like you signed them on January 4th. Those documents both indicate court date is 2/28 at 10:15 a.m.
Well, they said 10:30 on the phone with me the other, and we will refile.
Your document says 10:15. Like I said, you can certainly refile. Just make sure you double check your time and maybe sign in early just so we don't go through this again, okay?
All right.
All right, thank you, Mr. Jorgensen present.
All right.
So this is your motion to rescind a license suspension, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, in front of the court, what is Mr. Jorgensen's current arrears, if any, and his payment history?
Yep, his arrearage is $9,848.91. He has consistently making payments of at least $160 since May of 2023 through an income withholding.
Thank you. Mr. Jorgensen, is that employment then still active, and do you intend to have that employment active moving forward?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anything else that you would like to say, sir?
All I want to say is at the beginning of that year, I did have 2 months on unemployment, but I've been mostly paying for the past 2.5 years, and this license got taken away 7 years ago. And at this point, sir, I just feel it's more handicapping me and my growth and being able to get something better than what I have. So that's why I asked to get it back.
All right. Well, given that you have a recent history of consistent payments, I mean, I am a little hesitant due to the amount that you owe, but you have been making progress and been consistent. So given that information, I would grant your motion to rescind the license suspension. What I don't want to see, though, is I want to see you back here a couple months from now and hearing that you're not making payments, because I will certainly remember that we granted you this part of, as far as the license. Okay, sir? So just stay consistent with what you're doing and we should be all set, okay?
Yes, sir. I appreciate it very much.
All right. Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Thank you.
Yes, sir. I can hear you.
Thank you. All right. So this is your motion regarding custody. Is that correct?
Yes.
And what are you looking to do?
I'm just looking to get it back to 50-50 the way it was.
Okay. What are you currently doing for parenting time?
You say, what am I currently doing for what?
Parenting time. How often are you seeing the child?
I haven't seen my daughter since I've been home from prison. I've been home for 8 months.
Okay. Do you have contact with the mother?
I've tried to talk to her several times, but I get nowhere.
All right. Do you have a good address for her?
The one the court gave me, they gave me a P.O. box.
Okay. So you're having no contact with her at all?
Nope.
Okay. Do you have a phone number for her?
Yeah, but no.
Okay.
It never get answered. 350-36.
All right. So you said, when was the last time then that you had parent time? Because you said you haven't seen her since you've been out, but how long were you?
3 years. She lived with me before I went to prison.
Okay. And your daughter is 13 years old, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Well, what we'll do is set the matter for a hearing. And if Ms. Royster doesn't appear, we will certainly have to address that then. I'm going to set it for a hearing on April 24th at 11 a.m. That would be an in-person hearing. And I'll indicate on the notice that the minor child shall be brought to court that day also for a preference interview.
You said April 20. You said April 24th?
Yes, sir.
At what
11
time?
a.m. 11?
Yep. I got it locked in.
Okay, that'll be here in the court. You will also get a written copy of that notice also. Any questions, sir?
No, sir.
All right, thank you for appearing. That does conclude the matter. You are free to sign off.
Thank you.